So yesterday, Chelsea took on Manchester City in the opening Premier League fixture of the 24-25 campaign at Stamford Bridge. And obviously, there was a disappointing result come the end of the game. However, there were many positives to take from that game. And if you have not already and want to watch our official match review, that is linked in the description to this video right now. But as surprising as some of the things that took place in the match may have been, one of the most surprising exclusions from Chelsea's matchday squad was the admission of Raheem Sterling, who has obviously been featuring heavily in pre-season, and by myself and by my friend who joins me today, the big dog, Joshua Veste, has actually, some would say ironically, come under a fair few plaudits during those displays in pre-season. So what I want to ask you, Josh, straight off the back, did it shock you to see that a fit and available Raheem Sterling, who had scored goals in pre-season, been one of our best creative players, and one of our players, by the way, who seemed like he was maybe most well fitted to an Enzo Maresca system, was left out of the matchday squad completely?
I was crying into my pre-match lunch. Do you know what?
What is your pre-match lunch?
The chicken and balti pie. No, it wasn't. That's your lunch.
Do you know,
that's your lunch of dreams.
Do you know how, like, a few over-the-top Chelsea fans talk about Bowley out? And I'm not saying they're wrong for, by the way, it's probably not Bowley he should be said out. It's Clear Lake, if you're going to say anyone.
He was out by the end of the game, by the way.
He was out by the end of the game. He had a lot of business to do. He had to go and wrap up a Victor Osimhen deal, different time zones.
Exactly.
So, but a lot of people say, like, there's certain things that are making Bowley out and whatnot. And Conor Gallagher sells one of them. If they got rid of the chicken balti pie at Stamford Bridge,
I thought you were going to say if they got rid of Raheem Sterling.
No, if they are Sterling can go before the chicken balti pie, mate. Honestly, like if they got rid of that chicken balti pie at Stamford Bridge, do you know what a singer is at Stamford Bridge now?
Tell me, was it 10 quid?
No, it's not that bad. It's £7.20, but it's not even a pint.
It's not even that good,
right? And honestly,
do you rate singers?
Mate, I say, oh, can I have a bit of singer with that head? It's literally, it's just a whole head and tiniest little bit of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
what would be your dream pub beer in Stamford Bridge?
What if I could have any?
Have any beer?
Any
in Stamford Bridge.
Ooh.
Bearing in mind, everyone, he's going to go for at least 7 or 8 of these because he is an alcoholic. Don't know
right? Yeah. Heavily. I quite like a Cruz Campo at the minute.
Cruz
Campo?
It sounds very posh. I thought you'd go for something a little bit more basic bitch.
So what are you saying? What are you trying to insinuate?
I think you go for something a bit more salt of the earth.
Yeah.
Before you go for a Carling.
2 litre bottle of Strongbow. No.
Frosty Jacks.
I quite like. Yeah. What was that one? That crackheads
Is it White Lightning?
Drink?
Is it?
White Lightning. Yeah. White Star.
White Star.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's nice. Red Stripe.
Really?
Raver beer. They was red stripes in the raves. I quite like them. But no, if I had to say favourite beer, I like a little bottle of Modelo. You know, little chubby one. Modelo. Didn't I have a few of them in LA? I had a few of them in LA,
yes,
didn't I?
you did, yeah. Well, not that many. He's not actually an alcoholic. Everyone, just so you know.
No. 6 or 7 per hour. Right. Raheem Sterling left out of the matchday squad. Now, I'm going to give you my initial reaction. My initial reaction, as soon as I saw that Raheem Sterling had been left out of the matchday squad, was right. And I texted it to you and Brian straight away.
I was worried about you, mate. I honestly thought, I'm worried about what he's going to do. He's going to be so upset about Raheem Sterling. He's
going to be smashing up his bedroom.
I thought you could be worried about what you're tweeting. I thought you might even do a reaction video straight away. You sounded on the group text. You sounded pretty upset.
Well, I text you boys straight away. You and Brian had a text from me straight away, and I said to you, something's gone on behind the scenes in terms of there's been a deal struck, and 100%. We're just not in the know. Someone has come in for Raheem Sterling, and they're not going to risk playing him in this match because there's been a deal struck. And obviously, if you've got a deal for someone, you don't go and play him in a match, do you? Unless you know it's Diego Simeone.
The only other theory I've got is if they're trying to force him out.
Well, my opinion that a deal had been struck behind the scenes was very quickly dismissed because someone in Raheem Sterling's team,
agent, I think you could describe it as,
yeah. one of them leaked or a statement.
There was a statement released straight after. It was very quickly made into a beautiful graphic that circulated Instagram very quickly. Which
Can you paraphrase?
Yeah, the words to the effect were, we were very surprised that Raheem Sterling was left out of the squad. We didn't expect him to be so. We've been in constant dialogue with Chelsea, and all of this is very much a surprise. And we, look forward to a considered future with Chelsea. So they very much
don't kill my vibe.
Yeah, they very much think that Raheem Sterling is, he thinks that he's going to be a Chelsea player for the next 3 years. He's got a 3-year contract. He feels like he's going to honour that contract.
Well, I kind of feel like if you go back, 2-3 months, there's videos, and it's really fitting, actually. And look, I don't claim to be able to see into the future.
I mean, you do get a lot of stuff right.
I get a lot wrong. But there's literally a video, and if you go down on my channel, this is off the top of my head, so I could be proven wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's literally a video from like a month or two ago. On the thumbnail is a picture of Raheem Sterling and Ben Chilwell with their arm around each other, and it says uncomfortable conversations. And it's me and you having a conversation about maybe needing to get these two boys out the door, right?
Yeah. Our conversation was very comfortable, by the way, but it was uncomfortable.
We were sat on each other's laps.
Yeah.
Very comfortable. Comfy as anything in here. But it was like a thing of where we're speaking about the fact that we understand they're experienced players, and especially in Ben Chilwell's case, a player that, as a club, we have such fond memories with. And that doesn't mean that we don't have a lot of respect and admiration for Raheem Sterling, but obviously Raheem Sterling's never actually lifted any silverware at Chelsea. Am I right to say that? He hasn't.
I don't think so, no. He's a top early signing, so it'd be very surprising if he was.
There you go.
Yeah.
But obviously, Ben Chilwell has been there in our more successful times and whatnot, but we were speaking about them and this best part of 600 grand per week on the wage bill. And we were saying that if we are to go out and to upgrade our squad, they might be first of the two on the chopping board, so to speak, right? And we're going to speak about Ben Chilwell because there's been some very interesting comments made about him from Enzo Maresca. However, with Raheem Sterling, my stance has somewhat changed, because when I look at Raheem Sterling, I think, okay, it is a lot of money wage-wise, 325 grand a week, by the way. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard on the grapevine.
Yeah. So
it's such a bargain, really, isn't it?
There you go.
Yeah, for a player of his quality.
It's a lot of money to pay a guy who some could see as your third choice left winger. I would say second choice, because I would put Pedro Neto ahead of him and then Sterling second. But I'm guessing you might even see him as third choice. You might put Pedro Neto ahead, Mudryk next, and
might put him fourth, because I feel like Noni could go and play on the left hand side as well.
Fifth if you put Nkunku there.
Yeah. Fifth place.
There you go.
That's simple.
Sixth if you put Petrovic there.
I like Tyreek George.
Yeah, I tell you what, I love Tyreek George.
Yeah, exactly.
I really like him.
Exactly.
And do you know what? Because I know he's not going to get no minutes, or I feel like he's not going to. It's like if he's a left winger, I might be being naive here just because I don't really know their squad all that much. But like Amari Hutchinson's on the right for Ipswich. You took him on loan. You played him, unlike some people, Nottingham Forest, and you developed him. Take Tyreek George for the season if you want.
Yeah. Can I add a little spice onto this? What about Nicholas Jackson into the left wing conversation?
He's in there.
Yeah.
So fucking hell, where are we putting Sterling in terms of our best wingers?
8th or 9th?
No, come on.
Angelo's still at the club, isn't he?
Seriously, yeah.
Angelo's still at the club, though, isn't he?
Shit, I don't know about Angelo.
No, seriously, look, we're being disingenuous to Raheem Sterling because he is a good player. That's what I've heard.
In certain systems, he's a good player.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that by hook or by crook, could be lucky, it could be his ability, but I believe he has stumbled upon a system, or we have stumbled upon a system that actually fits him. So the math don't really math with this one, does it? Or does it?
Well, I think it's all about maths, isn't it? It's about the numbers at the end of the PSR conversations, and it's about how much wage bill he takes up. And I think as much as we say that we love Chilwell and we love Raheem Sterling, I don't love them for 600 grand a week combined.
I don't love them for 600 grand a week.
I don't. In fact, if you look at Chilwell's ability and his availability, and we all know that the best ability is
availability.
That's what I've heard. I personally think that he should be on nowhere near 200 grand a week that he's on currently. Probably would say, 120 odd grand, 130 grand you can give Ben Chilwell.
Yeah.
He deserves that. Raheem Sterling probably deserves, 150 maybe in the current market. and he's on more than double that. So it tells you everything you need to know about those players, that those are the ones being pushed out the door first, because unfortunately, this is the way it works. If you're looking at the UEFA coefficient and you're looking at the PSR concerns for the Premier League, both of those need to be addressed very quickly. And it's actually, Joey, the UEFA one that we need to worry about the most, because that's the one that wages play more of an account than the Premier League does. Basically, the UEFA rules are more stringent than the Premier League rules are. And what they're saying is, and I don't know if you've seen this, but Aston Villa's sporting director, Monchi, did a very good interview on TalkSport recently where he was talking about this, where he basically was saying that the UEFA problem and the UEFA rules are far more difficult to adhere to. And that's the reason why they've sold Douglas Luiz. And he actually said, he went through, this is why we sold Douglas Luiz. Diaby, who was the player that you tipped to be one of the best players of last season.
In the world, ever.
Yeah, exactly. But wasn't it pre-season last year? You said he was going to be your dark horse player of the season or something, or very good player.
I said a lot of things in pre-season last year.
We don't worry about predictions we said last year. But yeah, basically, that is a key component. So, do we begrudge them? Do we begrudge them for doing this?
No. Like, I don't begrudge them at all for doing it.
Yeah.
Because what I do think is, as much as, like, I don't know, like, I always, you know me well, right? I am a man that is willing to... You know, some people, like, and I'm not even digging people out, like, I've got mates that do this. You know, people that just can't be wrong, and even when they're wrong, they're right, and it's like whatever. I'm always quite open to be like, look, I was wrong on it. You know what I mean? Like, I constantly say how I was wrong on Cucurella, not thinking he was good, and now I think he's good and whatnot. And I've also been wrong the other way. I won't bring up names, you know, your boy, but either way, what I'm saying is I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again, and I was very happy after seeing Raheem Sterling's performances in pre-season to be able to go, do you know what? Maybe I was wrong on that one there, and maybe actually Raheem Sterling could be a very important cog in this system.
Yeah.
However, if you want to get him out the door, and if you're going to say you're getting Pedro Neto there, yeah, and he's going to play a lot of the time, possibly, you know, Mudryk, I don't know. From today's or yesterday, by the time you watch this, is showing Nkunku over there. Although I don't think he's best over there. What I do think is potentially systematically it may not have been Nkunku on the left wing had we have been more dominant in the game. Had we have been more dominant in the game, I think you would have seen the evolution of Maresca's formation take place a little bit more. And I think that the standard sort of 4-3-3 we went with was because we weren't dominant in the game enough to see that evolution of the formation. If we did, maybe you'd see Nkunku a little bit more central. So in a very long-winded way, what I'm saying is, does Raheem Sterling deserve at this second to go? No. Does Raheem Sterling leaving really, really upset me? No. But here's the main question. And the be-all and end-all question, does anyone want to pay a transfer fee and the wages of Raheem Sterling?
I think this is going to be one of the most difficult sales that we've done in a very long time.
It's messy.
Because he's not going to want to leave. And this is why I adhere to the theory that I think this is them forcing him out. Because if there was a transfer lined up, I feel like we would have heard some rumours or some rumblings.
We heard
the Juve rumour, but that was quickly denied, I think, by Sterling.
Juve can't afford a fucking packet of crisps, mate.
Well, they've paid wages in the past. I don't know if they could pay 325 grand a week.
Can the Italians afford that?
Yeah, they can. They've paid big wages before.
Really?
Yeah, they paid Lukaku's wages. So, you know how much he's on. He's on a decent whack. We'd take Lukaku's wage if we could.
Mate, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're going to save £1 million a week.
I think we could easily save £1 million a week.
But we're not, because we're not going to get rid of Raheem Sterling. That's the problem.
Well, I understand what you're saying, and I know it's going to be difficult, but you know, if you're in Raheem Sterling's position, and you know that you're not going to get in this team, and you're not even going to get in some matchday squads, you're gonna have to think about leaving, mate. You can't keep sitting on the bench week in, week out, 325 grand a week doing nothing, or can you? Do you think that Raheem Sterling is kind of the personality to just do that, kick his, toys out of the pram and just go, yeah, do you know what? I'll just sit on the bench and don't give a fuck about my playing career.
Well, actually, kicking his toys out of the pram isn't the expression I'd use for that. I'd more say digging his heels in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And do I think he would do it? I don't know, man.
Could he get that wage bill elsewhere?
No.
Well, he could. He could.
He could, but he might. So we're alluding to the fact that it maybe potentially I don't just want to go, oh, he might go to Saudi, because I think
I don't think that's the only destination.
I think that's a little bit naive to just go, oh, he might go to Saudi. The Saudis aren't just, oh, yeah, we'll have anyone. Like, they want players that they specifically want, right? And I'm not just going to assume that the Saudis want Raheem Sterling. However, if I had to hedge my bets, I would say that there would be a Saudi club that would be willing to take Raheem Sterling on.
I think this has got MLS written all over it.
Can they pay them sort of wages?
I don't think they can pay 325 grand a week, but they certainly can give you some other upside. Look what they did with David Beckham.
Listen.
They gave him a franchise.
I just went to LA.
Yes.
Yeah? I would pay 300 grand a week to be out there.
Great place. And do you know what, Raheem Sterling? LA is lovely. Look, they've got 2 very good teams there. It's a lovely place, great weather. You can take the whole family out there.
LA Galaxy.
LA Galaxy and LAFC.
Who's LAFC?
LAFC play in the stadium that we did the pain game live from.
I thought that was LA Galaxy's ground.
No, it isn't. It's
Who
LAFC.
plays for LAFC?
It wasn't LAFC. And guys, forgive our ignorance about MLS, but wasn't that the one that Phil Neville was in charge of?
Oh, do you remember when he got shirty with the fella? What was it? The interviewer or whatever. Yeah.
Please educate us in the comments, because we know we've got a lot of American viewers.
I'm sure Phil Neville's been interviewed by worse pundits.
Yeah.
Do you not remember?
Did you interview him?
No. No, didn't you remember when Gary Neville interviewed him and he goes, "Hello, Philip," and he goes, "Hello, Gary."
So weird. It's so awkward.
No, I don't, mate.
Tell us about MLS, please. By the way,
I'm just gonna be honest, mate. I don't see where he lands.
I think he's got America in his sights.
Has he done enough in pre-season, by the way?
Yeah.
Especially in America.
I'm glad you like
American
this.
audience.
Yeah.
Has he done enough in pre-season to make clubs start going, we'll have a bit of Sturbo?
I think he's still got 2 or 3 good years at the top level. I think he could still play in any league in Europe for 2 or 3 more years, to be honest with you, and at a very, very decent level. Do you not think so? I honestly, when I look at Raheem Sterling, I'm not going to be upset to see him go, but I certainly think he could have helped us this season. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I think he could have been a valuable asset, starting certain matches and coming off the bench in certain matches. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if I would want to start him. Like, if you think about the possibility, and we've got to talk about this now, there is a possibility of another player coming in that could fill the shoes of Raheem Sterling. Do we have to say his name?
Say his name.
Joao Felix.
Joao Felix played the majority of last season on the left wing for Barcelona.
Let me give you know that meme where the guy goes, "I offer you this and you give me that." What if I offer you Romelu Lukaku, Ben Chilwell, and Raheem Sterling's wages, and I give you Victor Osimhen and Joao Felix?
I'd bite your hand off.
Well, that's what they're literally doing right now.
I would absolutely bite your
That's
hand
what
off.
they're doing right now. That's what Todd Bowley's writing on the whiteboard right now. He's going 600 grand saving. Actually, no, cross that out. Million saving.
Million.
Hey, man, let's save £1 million. And he goes, "Sure, man, let's do that." And then do you know what we can buy? We could buy Joao Felix.
We could buy Joao Felix and get rid of Raheem.
Oh, God, Raheem.
Raheem might have to go, man.
What an awful signing.
And what
Raheem
about
Sterling was.
Romelu?
Guys, I took an L on Raheem. I really did.
Yeah, well, you've heard that they've said if they take an L, they're ready to just brush it under the carpet.
Don't worry about L's.
Straight away. By the way, Todd Bowley, I prefer him with short hair, didn't you?
Yeah, I do. I actually rate Todd Bowley. I actually don't dislike Todd Bowley at all.
I don't mind Bowley.
Bowley is fine.
I don't know if I can say it.
Be careful.
I don't mind Bowley, but I don't like someone.
Don't say it.
Don't say it.
No.
Do you know what I'm on about?
Oh, yeah.
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 I don't like him.
Why?
But Bowley, I feel like Bowley actually wanted Chelsea to win.
Do you reckon Todd Bowley watches the channel?
Nah.
Do you reckon Joe Shields watches the channel?
Joe Shields does, because I've got him on Instagram and I know he does.
Joe Shields, fucking love you, mate.
Ben Chilwell, right?
Yeah.
Now, right? Do you know what I rate? Can I just tell you what I rate, yeah?
Go on.
You can go to me, oh my God, mate, like I cook the best ever
Lasagna.
lasagna. No, lasagna's too good.
Okay, come on. What are you going to try and say?
Lasagna's too good. Give me something that you don't think I like.
Risotto.
Mate, perfect, yeah? You might go, I cook the best risotto. And I don't even think I need risotto. Like, I don't even think I like risotto.
I love
and
risotto.
You go to me, no, you got to try it. And I go, all right, I'll try it, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll have one bite of that risotto. This is the man I am. I'll have one bite of that risotto. If I don't like it, mate, I'm never eating it again.
Yeah, fair
And
play.
you might go, no, I'll differentiate the next dish a little bit. I'll alter it. I'll put a bit more of the garlic in that you like. No, I'm not having it again.
Yeah.
Chilwell is the risotto and I am Enzo Maresca. He literally tried
He just doesn't fancy it.
Mate, he tried it once.
It.
He just tried it once.
Yeah.
But it's fucking ruthless, isn't it? Like, he's tried it once and he's just gone, fuck that, nah. Like,
What's mad, though, is we did talk about this in another episode, but he was so good against Middlesbrough in an inverted fullback role. He could definitely do that role.
and when we saw him, when we saw him in pre-season, he didn't do the inverted role, did he?
No.
And he also had a goal line clearance in pre-season.
Mate,
and
he's a good player. This is the thing. All of these players that we're going to let go, they're going to have fantastic the rest of their careers. They honestly are going to be fine.
Injury-free.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's look at it like this and let's go. We let go of Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Christian Pulisic, for example,
Yeah,
right?
both started for AC Milan.
Both starting for AC Milan and both kept injury-free at AC Milan so far, right?
Kante.
Well, yeah, Kante's kept injury-free, went on, played at the Euros, really good, whatever. But I don't think that either me nor you underestimated the ability of Kante and Kovacic when we let them go.
No.
And we both loved Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
I would love Ruben to be in the squad now.
But do we love him in a similar way to how we love Gallagher? In terms of, like, we don't think, like, oh my God, this is the best player ever. We think, I tell you what, he's fucking good enough to start for Chelsea and we do love him.
Yeah.
But
I think there's a bit of Cobham FC that we just love academy players.
Yeah.
There's something about Cobham that we just absolutely appreciate.
There you go.
And even if they aren't quite good enough, we still rate them.
Garson's farm.
Yeah, fine.
You ever been there?
No, I've not.
It's a farm in Cobham. My nan used to take me there, and I used to go strawberry picking once a year.
Yeah. Was that with the Chelsea players or?
No.
Just by yourself.
No, in my Chelsea kit probably. The old Fly Emirates.
Like Tammy Abraham, right? I rate Tammy Abraham very highly.
Love the Tam dog.
He's actually not that good.
Oh,
but I love him. But like objectively, I think he's really good. I would have him in the squad.
Do you know what's mad? I bet you love Tammy more than you love Dominic Solanke.
I do actually. Which
Solanke's
is mad,
way
isn't it?
better.
Yeah, but that just shows you. But there's more of a Cobham. There's more of a Cobham graduate in Abraham, isn't there?
So they're looking to get rid of Chile. That's obvious because
Yeah.
even Enzo Maresca has said, I think it's fair that he goes to find minutes, yeah?
That was
And
the
when
quote.
you say you go to find minutes, yeah, that's basically saying, because you ain't getting none here, by the way, mate, right? So, I've heard a 50 million price tag. And funny, yeah, I was on the phone earlier to our good friend, KG, as you were. It's always nice of KG to ring in and check on us after
I
a
love
loss,
it.
isn't
I love it. I gave him a
Yeah.
lot of compliments on his stream, and he then went and just absolutely destroyed me.
Well, I said to him, he started saying whatever, and I said, "Bruv, you're looking to sign Chilwell off us."
Yeah, that's
I said
true.
you got an injury-prone left back in Luke Shaw who can't keep fit, and you're gonna sign another injury-prone one and just hope that their injuries just
Align.
Sort of,
Yeah, that would
align.
be great.
And he was
They'd
going,
actually
"No,
be
we're
really
not. No, we're not. Listen, KG, you fucking are. You're gonna sign Chilwell, and I've heard that you're paying 51 million for him. So there you go."
Yeah.
Anyway,
Just as good as Mason Mount, by the way. For any Man United fans watching, Chilwell is quality, quality. And do you know what? 50 million pounds would be a bargain.
yeah, not down the drain at all. Do you think he will have suitors? Like, do you
Not
think
at 50 million quid. No way. That's a joke.
30?
I would be happy with 30 odd million. Yeah,
25?
32. I'd take that.
Yeah, would you take 20?
I like your negotiation tactics, but you're sort of going a little bit too far.
Whoa.
I'd go 22 and a half. How about that?
Well, how about 250 grand a week off the wages and 20 million in your pocket now?
You've sold me. Great.
Yeah?
Do it.
I have.
Do it.
All right, well,
20
listen,
million.
call it 18, we'll do a deal.
You see, he's learning from the best. He's getting it.
We're shaking it, 18?
No, we're not shaking on 18.
You wouldn't take 20 mil for Chile, surely.
I would.
Would ya?
I honestly, at this stage of his career with his injury record, you've got to factor the injuries into the pricing. Like, if you're being honest with yourself, can you honestly say that he's worth anywhere near 50 million quid. He's not worth it.
Nowhere near it.
Not with the injury records.
Sorry, like, mate.
It's nothing against him.
He was fit. He was, and this isn't like, look, the Southgate picking you is not the be all and end all, but can I just say he was fit?
He was.
And he didn't get picked to go away with England, who didn't have a recognised left back.
I think Mitchell might be above
that
him.
doesn't mean you're shit.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, could that be an indication that you're maybe not worth 50 million? And there's going to be people that are going to come in the comments after us here and say the disrespect to Chilwell is appalling. Like, and I honestly, like, I really don't mean it in a disrespectful way. Like, I really don't mean it.
I love his haircut.
But
I think he's got the best hair at Chelsea.
Nah.
Who's got better hair than him?
What, than Chile?
Yeah.
Better hair than... I'll tell you what, I like Romeo Lavia's.
Yeah, to be fair, I do actually quite like Romeo Lavia's.
Anyway, Cucurella's got the best hair at Chelsea.
That's so true. Fuck, why did we say that?
Very pullable. Not in that way.
Say that about Cucurella, they say that about Joey Knight.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, I don't want to come across at all disrespectful to Ben Chilwell, but what I do think is life is about progression. Football is about progression. And right now, I don't see the progression. I don't see like, look, I'm not saying every player you have in your team is a player you want to build a team around, but at the same time, be handy to have ones there looking like you're going to be able to build around them. And in Cucurella, he is here for the here and now. In Renato Vega, I see him as being one as well. And in Chilwell at the moment, I'm just like, I'm not too sure. So I think the key thing and the problem that Chelsea sort of have here, and it's a catch-22, because if you don't go out there and let people know you're available, if I go to a nightclub and I'm closed off to every woman in there, cold face, don't look one in the eye, no woman's going to approach me, But then if I go in heavy, hi, you're the best thing I've ever seen, then they're going to think, no way.
Yeah.
So what you got to do is you just got to sort of stand at the bar, give them the little, and then look away. And then you go,
oh, another look.
You give them another look.
God. And if you want to see more love advice, we are creating our own channel very soon.
Yeah, we are.
So make sure you subscribe to that.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, you don't want to go, he's on the market, because then people will go, well, he's on the market. So I'm not going I'm not going to pay the going rate. I'm not going to pay the asking price because you're looking to get rid of him. But at the same
I would say Chelsea are creating their Hinge profile right now.
There you go.
That's it. They're open.
There you go.
Yeah.
So because of the fact that they've made it clear that the likes of Chile, that the likes of Sterling, that the likes of Carney, Chukwuemeka, Petrovic, all these boys, Gallagher, Trevor Chalobah, you're not going to get the fees you want for them because you've made them too available. And clubs will now understand that you won't read.
You've got to put them on the market, though, haven't you? Because Raheem Sterling's going to sit there right now. He said it in his statement. He said he's very happy with his 3-year contract. He's on 300 plus grand a week. He's not going to make any movements. The agents aren't going to make any movements. And that's the way this way football goes now, is those agents will put out feelers. They'll see who's interested. And if they're not going to do it, the club need to do it. And so that's why they've got to force these players out. They've got to put certain players, in the under-21s. They've got to move certain players out because if they don't, they'll just sit there, take the wages because, unfortunately, this is the bad part of giving long-term contracts. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't work out, you've got them for a long time. And if you don't push them out and you're not harsh with these players, they sit around and they just fulfill their contracts.
How long do you think the contract will be for Joao Felix if we get hold of him?
I think it would be 5 odd years. Yeah. Maybe 6.
That's not too bad. What's he, 24?
Yeah, he's younger than you think.
Yeah. Well, the reports are 39.2 million plus 4.2 million in bonuses.
What a deal that is.
That's not bad.
That is ridiculous.
That's not bad.
Like, if we can basically swap Gallagher for Joao Felix, even if you're really a Gallagher fanboy, even you would admit that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Like, you'd have to say that, wouldn't you?
Have you ever seen the thing when EA Sports get Joao Felix to do the thing and he goes, Sports, and everyone just goes like laughing.
That is one of my favourite Joao Felix clips.
Yeah.
Although the West Ham goal was pretty good. Was that the one where he tapped it in on the volley from the Enzo cross?
Enzo, yeah, that chipped it over. Yeah.
That got me going.
Don't think we even won that match though.
Who cares? Because Joao Felix scored a goal.
I'll tell you what did get you going in that match.
Go on.
Didn't you remember Mudryk scored the Drogba celebration and then it got disallowed?
Oh, God, we don't worry about this.
It's heartbreaking. Just quickly,
yeah.
So Joao Felix, last season, he was obviously out on loan at Barcelona.
He was.
10 goals and assists in 30 appearances. Now, I think that makes for quite good reading. That's a 1 in 3 man for Barcelona. Playing on the left wing as well. It's better stats than It's around the same as Raheem Sterling, to be fair. Better stats than Mudryk and whatnot. But the key thing is that was in 18 starts. So 10 goals and assists in 18 starts, that actually makes for a little bit better reading. Obviously, we're looking at it and we're assuming that that spells the end for Raheem Sterling. Joao Felix played most of last season on the left wing. He'll probably play on the left wing. We saw Pedro Neto come on yesterday on the left wing. So it probably spells the end for Raheem Sterling. And we're thinking that maybe it might just put Mudryk down the pecking order. Or, I'll tell you what, I can't remember the handle of who put it there, right? And I do want to give them credit, but I can't remember their handle. But the top lights comment on one of my last videos was, should we loan Mudryk to Strasbourg?
Yeah, he could play at a better level than that, I think.
Yeah, we could loan him somewhere else, get the value up, and then...
I think he could play at Champions League level. I mean, Bayern were interested in him.
We could loan him somewhere else, I think, get the value up on him, and then maybe look at moving him on.
Yeah, I think the only other possibility is you use him as a right winger, as a backup right winger.
Or a cam.
I mean, he was pretty good as a cam, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was where that good goal came from. Do you remember against Newcastle? But... here's one thing, an alternative. I'm not saying it's a direct thing because obviously this man I'm about to speak about is a right winger, but the rumours aren't going away around Noni Madueke. And our good friend Brian, who's a big Newcastle fan, he's hearing a lot of rumours about Noni Madueke.
Yeah.
And
the club talked, by the way, and said that it was £60 million, well, not clause, but what they wanted for him.
Right. Okay, well, that makes... it doesn't make perfect sense because I don't want people to think I want Noni Madueke gone. And also, it really does ask questions when it comes to how willing are you to back this manager's system when he is a manager that likes his wingers to be taking on men, something that individual take-ons, if you actually look at it, something that Cole Palmer doesn't really do, albeit he doesn't need to because it's absolutely brilliant. Pedro Neto does do it, but your two best ones with the highest success rate in doing so at the club last season were Raheem Sterling,
and Noni Madueke.
And you're looking at selling both of them, apparently. However, this was the thing that irked me about it, right? If Noni Madueke went for 60 million to Newcastle, I can understand it. The first thing's this. Newcastle aren't paying 60 million for him, I don't believe, right?
I don't think they've got 60 million. I mean, especially if they do the Gueye deal.
Exactly, right? But I'm reading that a bid of 30 million would be accepted. Now, do you know what we signed Noni Madueke for?
I honestly don't know. Tell me, what was the transfer fee?
29 million.
Pure profit. Pure profit, 1 million quid.
Fuck off, mate. Like, I'm not having that. You do not get rid of Noni Madueke for 30 million quid.
Well, they said 60 for a reason, didn't they? They're not bullshitting about that.
Yeah, but...
I don't think it's going to be only Newcastle that are in for him.
You do... That is a male trait. You do that when you say 60... You know,
when you say 6,
if I say, oh, how long is it?
Yeah.
And I go 8.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I mean 2.
Yeah. What is the rule? Is it half and minus 2?
Something like that.
Yeah.
How many
Wasn't that about the body count?
On holiday? Yeah.
Wasn't that the body count? Do you remember in American Pie? American Pie, they said it was divide by 3 for men.
Yeah.
And times by 3 for women.
What American Pie character do you think you're most like?
Oz
Striker.
Yeah, I think I'm the most like Oz.
Yeah.
You're the most like Stifler, and we'll just draw the line under that.
Growing up, I wished I was Stifler. I thought Stifler was the fucking daddy,
I fucking loved American Pie so much.
American
when he gets pissed on when he thinks it's the champagne. And why was he getting champagne poured on him?
Even though she would now be about 80, just because it's Stifler's mum, I'd still do her.
Really? She's still around. Have you not watched White Lotus? That's a very good show you should watch, by the way, if you haven't watched that. She's in that and she's fantastic.
You know, I've not got the concentration span to watch TV shows.
That's true, but White Lotus is very good. Everyone in the comments, let Joe know how good White Lotus is.
Just quickly, we will finish off on Romelu Lukaku. Apparently, the move to Napoli is getting close, according to Romano, who claims that Chelsea are looking to secure the Lukaku transfer before seriously starting to step up negotiations for the Osimhen transfer.
Yes.
Now, the longer it drags on, the harder this is going to be. And what you could end up doing is securing a Lukaku move and then not bringing someone else in, not bringing Osimhen in or whatever.
Well, you're a big fan of Mark Hughes, so arguably, do you need to bring in another player?
I'll tell you what, John Duran scored yesterday.
Yeah, he did. And by the way, he looked really good, John Duran.
Yeah, he does look good.
I understand why they're going for him. There's something in that player. He's very good. Pacey.
Apparently, the Hammers want him.
Yeah. Well, apparently he did an Instagram thing where he did the
Yeah,
old time.
yeah.
The old time.
Falkirk and John Duran. A little bit of Antonio backup. Don't mind if I do.
That'd be good.
yeah.
Do you know what West Ham dark horses this season? Where did you put them in your Premier League predictions?
8th.
I could see them being 8th as well.
I'll tell you what I did think off the opening day.
Come on.
I know they got beat 2-0. I think Ipswich might stay up.
Yeah, I think they could as well.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have been very favourable towards Forest. I don't know why. Forest have done absolutely nothing. They looked rubbish last season. And Everton outperformed them by a considerable amount.
Just quickly, to cap it off, speaking of Ipswich, apparently they want Broher on loan.
Yeah.
Would you loan him out there?
Yeah. I mean, I'd do anything for Broher, bearing in mind I like him as a person. I think he needs to go anywhere he possibly can and play. And I think what was interesting, I don't know how much of that game you watched, but I saw that and I thought the lap up front for them looked absolutely wicked.
They got a couple of ex-Hull players, Ipswich, that are both like highly, highly touted in the lower league. So we'll see how they transition into the Premier League.
Can I just say, Hull, they've had some pretty decent players come through them.
Do you know what who I've been keeping an eye on? It's only been 2 games, but Pompey.
I rate Pompey.
Would you like them back in the Premier?
Pompey for me are a Premier League team.
Yeah.
Do you not think like the Pompey Southampton derby is a very Premier League match,
Mate, I remember Portsmouth playing Thursday night football against AC Milan. Pompey at one point could boast a team with Sol Campbell, Carnu, Peter Crouch,
David James.
Did Jermaine Defoe play for Pompey?
Yeah, he did because it's Harry Redknapp.
Yeah,
of course he followed him.
Yep. Who else did Pompey have? Sol Campbell.
Didn't they have Nico Crankiar, that guy that followed Redknapp around? Yeah.
Yeah.
They had some other very good strikers.
Who did they have that used to score the long-range goals? Was that Matty Taylor?
Matty Taylor in midfield might have been, yeah. They had Benjani, do you remember him?
Yeah, Benjani, good player. Also went to Man City, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Benjani. Portsmouth had some ballers, mate.
I had a very...
And do you remember who Portsmouth's sponsor was?
The teddy bear company.
Beanie Babies.
Was it? No, wasn't it like TY?
Yeah, that's Beanie Babies. Beanie Babies. They were a massive craze in the 90s, man. You know what I used to like about a Beanie Baby? They were the perfect weight, because they had them little balls in, they were the perfect weight there that, like, obviously people used to take them into school, and in primary school I used to sit there and I'd get a Beanie Baby and absolutely fucking launch it. Absolutely leather some fella with it. Like, sometimes it'd be a little bird as well.
What Beanie Baby was it? What was your weapon of choice?
I had a little parrot Beanie Baby was my little one. But you get little Chelsea ones and that.
Oh yeah, you get a little Chelsea one for sure.
You probably get one from the Chelsea Megastore, couldn't you?
Well, yeah. Well, there is a link in the description.
What? To the Chelsea Megastore?
And you get 10% off.
10%? You're having a laugh, aren't you?
What's the code?
Joey 10.
I mean, pretty easy to remember as
there
well.
There you go. Linked in the description. People, let us know your thoughts on the Raheem Sterling transfer, potential pushing out the door, the Ben Chilwell transfer, and everything we've discussed in today's videos. Who would you like to see brought in? Who would you still like to see go out? I'm very interested to know your thoughts. And the preview for our match against Napkin FC will be up tomorrow. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. I will see you all in the next one.